Hi everybody, and welcome to the TWF NXT, and today we have the contract signing for Gail Kim and AJ Lee for the TWF Women's Heavyweight Championship. Now, as the new general manager of the TWF Women's Division, I have been given the responsibility of making the Women's Division do the best it can possibly do, and overseeing the everyday operation of the TWF Women's Division. However, I am here to say right now that I am definitely happy with this. Now, for some time, the TWF Women's Wrestling have been like an attraction, and I'm here to change all that. So, you both looked over the contracts. If you had a solicitor or lawyer who have looked over the contract and advised you on the information, let me explain to you. This contract basically states that you are agreeing to the terms and conditions of the TWF Women's Heavyweight Championship match. That you agree to whatever may or may not happen. I understand, Gail Kim says, but I want to wonder if AJ Lee understands. If she understands what can basically happen. You see, AJ, me and you have not really been friends. You know, our history in the Toy Wrestling Federation, we have certainly not been friends. Your action figure came out before mine did, December to be exact. And to tell you the truth, you basically been a thorn in my side for a long time. We have had matches. So many matches between one another, it's not even funny. And apparently, either when you became a 3-time WWE Divas Heavyweight Champion, I was then urged to become a 4-time TNA Knockouts Heavyweight Champion to counter that. When you had Tamina Snuka as your bodyguard, I had Lady Tapa as my bodyguard. We both pretty much managed the same people, AJ Lee. For example, I managed Daniel Bryan 1 year before you would start managing Daniel Bryan. When I was in WWE for my second stint, you were in NXT getting your development training. Actually, the 3rd season of NXT. You're right, AJ Lee says. True, Gil, that my action figure came out before yours. That I was getting my development training in WWE NXT the 3rd season, the Women's Edition, or the Divas Edition. And it is true that when I was a 3-time WWE Divas Heavyweight Champion, you were a 4-time TNA Knockouts Heavyweight Champion. It was true that when I had Tamina Snuka as a bodyguard, you had Lady Tapa as a bodyguard. Gail, we have what we might be called a frenemy, you know. And it's true, me and you have definitely not gotten along. And yes, we have had so many matches. And I actually tied you as a 6-time TWF Women's Heavyweight Champion. So in other words, all I had to do, Gil, if I win it for the 7th time, but how would that happen? I'd have to lose it. You're the one that basically has to win it. Now, let me tell you, Gil says, how this month might work, AJ. You know, me and you are kind of alike. A lot of people constantly talk about us being alike. You know, various similarities. But the difference between you, AJ Lee, and the difference between me is that the difference is, well, Gil, what is the difference between me and you? Did I never quit WWE? Is that what you're saying? That I started out in the independent circuit in Jersey professional wrestling. Then I eventually went to World Wrestling Entertainment right after that and never left. Where you started out in Apocalyptic Wrestling Federation, then went to World Wrestling Entertainment, then you went to Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, and then to Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, then World Wrestling Entertainment, and back to Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. Well, that's right, Gail, because I never did quit. Apparently your excuse was the women you had to work with didn't have enough experience. Oh, is that right, huh? So apparently the women in TNA apparently have more experience than the women in WWE. More like your opinion, Gail. Gail, you should have actually realized that you did work in the ring with a lot of people who had experience. I had experience, but I was getting my development training, so you may just saw me nothing more than a student. But this time, I'll beat you, Gail. Now, may I also add to you, Gail Kim, and to you, AJ Lee, that you two are not going to have any confrontation with one another before the TWF Women's Heavyweight Championship match. If you do, then then you automatically, Gail Kim, forfeit your #1 contendership. And AJ, if you should go after Gail Kim, you would forfeit the TWF Women's Heavyweight Championship. Did I make myself clear? Well, before we go, Gail Kim says, I'm going to remind you of something. If it wasn't for women like me, I don't think women like you would have come along. And it is true. In my opinion, a TNA knockout is better than a WWE diva. Not true, AJ Lee says, because we have some women's wrestlers who have experience, and I'll prove to you that I am one of them. If you knock me down, Gil, you forfeit. You think I'm that stupid to give you eat defeat and then lose my chance to once again become the TWF Women's Heavyweight Champion? Yeah, I think you do. And I think you two better not. Gil Kim and AJ Lee have now signed the contract to the TWF Women's Heavyweight Championship match. They'll be held sometime in the near future. Sorry for that burp. Hope you enjoyed this video. And we'll see you tomorrow for Thursday Night SmackDown. Oh, God. Come on. Alright, here we go. See you tomorrow.